Dear friends, we will continue with diagrammatic presentation of data. Till now, we learnt about one-dimensional diagrams and two-dimensional diagrams. Today, we will learn about three-dimensional diagrams with the help of some examples. So, in today's lesson, we will see once again what are the various types or kinds of diagrams, and we will specially focus on three-dimensional diagrams. And in three-dimensional diagrams, we will discuss about cubes, pictograms or pictographs or cartograms and rather and cartograms. About these three cubes, pictograms and cartograms we will discuss in this module. This you already know various kinds or various types of diagrams, one-dimensional diagrams, two-dimensional diagram and three-dimensional diagrams. One-dimensional diagrams have been divided into three categories: line diagram, bar diagram and pie diagram. Line diagram you already know. It will be a line diagram will be like this. Okay. Now coming to bar diagrams. Bar diagrams will be of 7 types: simple bar diagram, subdivided, percentage, multiple, deviation, duodirectional, broken bar diagram. Simple bar diagram will be like this. Subdivided will be, divisions will be there in a simple bar. Percentage, all the bars, all the variables will be made to be equal to 100 and data will be presented accordingly. Multiple bar diagrams will be there. They will be appearing like this. They will be appearing like this. Okay. Then deviation bar diagrams. We have seen deviation bar diagrams. Like this they are going to be. Duodirectional will be like this. Two sides directions will be there. Broken bar diagram will be like this. There will be break in bars. These are the 7 kinds of bar diagrams that you have learnt. Previous pie diagram, it will be in a circular form and the entire data will be made to be equal to 360 degrees and accordingly it will be divided into proportions. Now two-dimensional data will be presented in a rectangular form. This is will be in a square form, all 4 sides same. Then circle. Okay. Data will be presented in a circle form. These are two-dimensional diagrams. In two-dimensional diagrams, the length and width will be shown as 2 dimensions. Now coming to three-dimensional diagrams. Three-dimensional diagrams have been divided into mainly 3 categories: cube, pictogram and cartogram. Okay. And in three-dimensional diagrams, length, breadth and height all the three will be taken into consideration. So three-dimensional diagrams are diagrams in which three dimensions, length, breadth and height, are taken into account. They are also termed as volume diagrams. The objective of presenting data in three dimensions is to highlight the magnitude of the data through volumes of the corresponding diagrams. Diagrams in the shape of cubes, spheres, cylinders, blocks are commonly used, but we will learn about only these three, that is cube, pictogram and cartogram. About these three we will learn. Okay. Now coming to the introduction of three-dimensional diagrams, they are also known as volume diagrams. Three dimensions, that is length, breadth and height, are taken into consideration for constructing three-dimensional diagrams. Diagrams are constructed that their volumes are proportional to the values of the items. What is the meaning of this one? We will see with an example. With various examples related to cartograms, related to pictograms or pictographs, are related to cubes. Cubes, cylinders and spheres are usually used to represent the data in this category, but we will learn about cubes and pictograms and cartograms or cartographs. About these we will learn. Okay. Now coming to cube. See, a cube is the simplest and most commonly used methods. Of the various three-dimensional diagrams, cubes are the simplest mode of presentation of data. Okay. This is generally used when data is available for which cube roots are taken easily. If the data is very large, this is very useful. See, cubes are very appealing to the eye. They have a lasting impression on the persons who have a look at them. So please remember, it is one of the simplest and most commonly used methods. It is the popular method in case of three-dimensional diagrams. When cube roots are taken easily, we can use cubes. And if the data is very large, this is useful and it is eye catcher. It creates an everlasting experience, an impression on the onlookers. Okay. Now we will consider this with an example. We will see how it is constructed. Present the following data by suitable diagram, that is the question given. College, 4 colleges data is given. In first college, 125 is the strength. In second college, 64 is the strength. In third college, 27 is the strength. In fourth college, let us take for example, 8 is the strength. Now you can see 125 cube root, if you find, it will be 5. That is 5 into 5 into 5 will be equal to 125. Similarly, you take the case of 64. 64, cube root of 64 will be 4. That is 4 into 4 will give you 64. Cube root of 125 is 5. Cube root of 64 is 4. and cube root of 27 is 3. You can see 3 into 3 into 3 will be equal to 27. Now coming to 8, cube root of 8 is equal to 2. 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 8. So therefore what it implies is cube root of 125 is 5. Similarly, cube root of 64 is equal to 4. And coming to cube root of 27 is equal to 3. And cube root of 8 is equal to 2. So now the data can be simplified. 125 can be taken as 5, 64 can be taken as 4, 27 can be taken as 3, and 8 can be taken as 2, so that we can represent the data easily in cubes. Now we will see how it is represented. Now you can see, we will first of all write the data. Okay. So first college has, we have calculated 5. 125's cube root is 5. Second college data we have calculated as 4, because 64 cube root we have taken as 4. And third college we have taken as strength as 3, because the strength of the third college is 27. And fourth college we have taken as 2, because the strength of fourth college is 8. 8 cube root is 2. So these 4 values we have to depict in cube form. Now first college number 1 we will take into consideration. Okay. Now I am drawing cube. See here, let us assume this side is 5, this side is 5, and this side also is 5. So this is college number 1. Now coming to second college. This you take as 4. Okay, 4 centimeters sides I have taken. This is second college admission strength. Now you can see this is 3, this is third college strength. Now we will depict fourth college strength also. So now this is 2, 3 sides. You can see 2. This is fourth college strength. So you can see all these 4 colleges strength has been depicted. Okay, now you can see 3 dimensions have been taken into consideration. Those 3 dimensions are, as stated earlier, length, width and height. These 3 dimensions have been taken into consideration in case of construction of a cube. So that is why it is one of the 3 dimensional diagrams. Okay, normally 3 dimensional diagrams are useful if the range of data is very large. They are more appealing to the eye and make a lasting impression. But please remember, they are difficult to construct and not easily understood. For a layman, it is very, very difficult to understand the intricacies that are involved in 3 dimensional diagrams. Okay. Similarly, I have shown just, we have discussed just cube here, but related to cube, cylinders are there, spheres are there, and blocks are also there, but they are quite difficult to construct and are not actively used. Okay. However, use of projection techniques has enabled us to present even 1 dimensional diagram as 3 dimensional diagrams nowadays, thus sprucing up the look and feel of the diagrams. Okay, I hope you understood. Now, second 3 dimensional diagram that we will see is pictogram or pictograph. This technique of presentation was adopted by Dr. Otto Neurath. He belongs to Vienna. For the first time, he has adopted this method. So that is why pictograms are also known as Vienna method. These are pictograms, pictures are most attractive. Pictures are the most attractive and appealing to the eye and have a lasting impression on the mind. Pictogram is the technique of presenting statistical data through appropriate picture. It is a very popular device for presenting statistical facts to a layman who does not have any mathematical background. That is why even a layman can understand them. Symbols or pictures are chosen to represent the data. They are going to be very clear and easily understandable and of a suitable size. They should be clearly drawn. They should be easily understandable and they should be of a suitable size. Only then they are going to be eye catchers. This technique is extensively used by government for diagrammatic presentation of data relating to social, business or economic phenomenon. Okay, pictograms are popularly used by the government. Generally, the general public or common masses will be attracted towards them in fairs and exhibitions. But remember, as I have already told, they are difficult to construct and time consuming to construct. Normally, the procedure adopted is each pictorial symbol represents a fixed number of units like thousands, millions or crores. And based on that pretext, we are going to draw pictograms or picturegrams or pictographs. Remember, a symbol or picture is carefully chosen to represent the data. Okay. Now coming to an example, we will see with an example. That example question is: following is the population of some countries. Present this data through pictogram. So India, USA, UK, United Kingdom, and Russia's data is given. Okay, we will see how it goes. So this is the data that is given. India's population in crores is, let us take for example, 90 crores, Russia 20 crores, and USA 30 crores, and UK is 10 crores. Let us take for example. Okay. Now solution, how to present it in pictograms or pictographs. Solution, let see one picture I am drawing. This is equal to 10 crores. This is my assumption. Okay. Now based on this, I will show India. Okay. So 90 crores are there population. People in India, 90 crore people are there. So each diagram represents 10 crores. So 9 these diagrams I have to draw to represent the data correctly. This is the sixth one, seventh, eight, picture number 8, and then lastly this is ninth one. So 9 are there, 9 into 10 crores, 90. Then coming to Russia population, 20 crores is there. So if you draw two diagrams like this, that will be sufficient because only 20 crores population is there. Then USA, 30 crores is there. So you have to draw three diagrams like this. At last, UK is there. 10 crore population is there for UK. Only one diagram is suffice to show the data pertaining to UK. So 4 countries population has been shown like this. So these are known as pictograms or pictographs. Okay, pictures, we take the help of pictures in order to show the data. Now coming to third category of three-dimensional diagrams, those are cartograms. See, cartograms are used to present data pertaining to geographical regions with the help of maps. So we take the help of maps in cartograms. For example, if we want to show the distribution of rainfall in different regions of a country, it can be shown with the help of maps or cartograms. The different geographical regions are depicted in a cartogram on a map, and the quantum of rainfall in the regions may be shown by dots, different shades or colors. Cartograms are simple and elementary forms of visual presentation and are easy to understand. They are generally used when the regional or geographical comparisons are to be highlighted. It is nothing else but map as we study in lower classes. Through it, we can present the data which is to be presented geographically. Location of important cities or rainfall in various regions or British Empire in olden days. Likewise, we can show the data pertaining to all this that I mentioned now with the help of maps or cartograms. Now, let us see this example. Okay. India map is shown. This is the example of cartogram or cartograph. You can see neighbors Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, Myanmar. Likewise, this you can show with the help of a cartogram. Similarly, as I have already told you, this represents map of the world. British Empire in 1886. In the olden days, India and Colonial Exhibition, London in 1886. This picture has been taken from that period. Okay, these are the examples of cartographs or cartograms. Okay, so cartograms are nothing but simple maps. So, dear students, I hope you understood three-dimensional diagrams. Three-dimensional diagrams represent length, width, and height. Three. So, coming to what we discussed in the last 7-8 classes, we will have a closer look again. Types of diagrams we have discussed. Types of diagrams. In types of diagrams, we came to know that three major types are there: one dimensional, two dimensional, and three dimensional. See, one dimensional, again line diagram is there, bar diagram is there, pie diagram is there. Bar diagrams have been further divided into 7 categories: simple, subdivided, percentage, multiple, deviation, duodirectional, and broken bar diagrams. And pie diagrams, as you already know, pie diagrams are nothing but divisions of the entire data into a circle that is 360 degrees. So the entire data will be divided into 360 degrees, and each portion is represented appropriately. And two-dimensional diagrams, rectangular we have seen, and square diagram we have seen. All 4 sides will be equal in case of square, and circle diagram we have seen. Pie diagram is different, circle diagram is different. Please understand. In circle diagram, total data will be represented with the help of a circle, whereas in pie diagram, subdivisions will be there. Entire data will be appropriately subdivided. Three-dimensional diagrams, just now we have discussed about them. Three-dimensional diagrams, cube. All the 3 dimensions, that is height, length, and width, all the 3 dimensions will be taken into consideration pictograms. With the help of pictures, if we show the data, if we represent the data, that is a pictogram. Cartogram, at the end we have learned, it is the usage of maps, especially with regard to geographical locations, height or rainfall or any physical features you can show with the help of cartograms. So these are the various topics that we have learned in types of diagrams, diagrammatical representation of data. So in our next class, we will learn about graphical representation of data. So thank you very much, dear friends.